Hey, what's going on, guys? We're back again with another video. Today, we're live to cover Arsenal's very lethargic and slow performance against Nottingham Forest away from home at the City Ground. I do have a panel joining me today. We're going to go straight to the intro and get straight into this video. Today's review of the game is a day later. We had some time to process the performance. As much time as the players took on the pitch yesterday to pass the ball to one another because it was horrendous. Yeah, we saw Brahim Diaz. That penalty was shambolic. We just have the AFCON on in the background. Man, Brahim Diaz passed it straight to Mendy. But I'm going to cue the intro and we'll get straight into the video. Thanks for the panel for joining me, and we'll get started very short. Hi, Anthony. Hi, Danstrom. Hi, Fraser, and everyone watching on Twitter, YouTube, as well as Jay's channel, True Copyright Reds. This is live and with that being said, Arsenal had an opportunity with Villa losing to Everton today. We could have actually been 11 points clear, which basically could have essentially meant we would have likely ran away with the Premier League, hypothetically speaking, being 11 points clear, double digits, and then rested our key players for this Champions League next round, as well as the FA Cup semifinal and the Carabao Cup semifinal second leg. We didn't necessarily need to go full strength in that game. But with that being said, Arsenal failed to capitalize when Man City dropped points to Manchester United, 2-0. And you guys saw that performance. Carnage Carrick's first game in charge of Man United, and they get a positive result at Old Trafford in the Manchester Derby. Whenever there's an opportunity for the Gunners to capitalize when Man City drop points, we failed to take that opportunity by the scruff of our neck. We failed to take the bull by the horn, whatever expression you want to use. Arsenal were passing the ball very slow and lethargic yesterday against Forest. And you got to give credit to Nottingham Forest, Sean Dyche's fall. I mean, their press and their low block that they played, we failed to break down. And we really were tested in terms of shots on target. Until the 70th minute, when Saka and Trossard came on later in the second half, we didn't really see much movement of the ball or pace from our players. It was very slow, lethargic, and we were playing like we had all day for a game that was just meant to be 90 minutes plus stoppage time. Thanks, Jay, for joining me as a Liverpool fan after their draw to Burnley. He was pissed off with his team's performance. We are going to get his brief thoughts on his game in the end, but this is mainly going to be an Arsenal versus Nottingham Forest away review stream. As a neutral, though, Jay, you're looking at a title race between us and the Blue Sharks, with City just signing Semenyo and Mark Guehi. We all thought Man City were going to demolish United. Luka predicted a high-scoring game for the Man City-Manchester Derby. Same thing with Bargav. Guys, we are going to get straight into this game. I mean, first, you got to say things as they are, and it's not really much. It's not a lot of the times that I agree with Luka, but this one I definitely agree with Luka. Right away, as soon as the lineup came out, which I'm going to put on the screen now, Lucas said Arteta got the lineup wrong, and I agree 100% with him in terms of Arsenal's lineup. I'm just going to pull it on the screen now before I go to Luca on the thoughts on the lineup and then Bargav. Luca, this is the lineup that Arsenal yesterday for our game against Nottingham Forest. I completely agree with you, by the way, that Arteta got the lineup wrong. Why was Saka benched? And
I did say before the game when I was at football yesterday. I did say when I was at Accrington. I did say, look, this is the wrong lineup, right? But I did not think we weren't going to perform as bad as it is. Don't get me wrong. Why would you start Martinelli in a game like this, where Inter Milan, for me, this is what Mikel Arteta got it wrong. And I said this in my Inter Milan preview. I didn't do a match reaction yesterday because I was out. And I did an Inter Milan preview this afternoon. And I went live on the channel this afternoon. And I said and I quickly made a quick thought on the Forest game.
Yeah, it's overtime now.
I big up Moss. You're good, yeah. All right. But the trouble is, right? I look at the lineup. Why would
my God, Senegal just scored! Yes, come on!
Sadio Mane.
1-0. No, not Mane. Wow, 1-0 Senegal. That's awesome. He deserved
German!
to win AFCON.
But no, but as I was saying, yeah, right. Big up to Senegal fans in the chat,
We are winning
yeah,
that AFCON.
right.
We are winning that
But
AFCON. We are winning that AFCON.
Sorry, go
but
ahead.
But that's okay. But why would you start Martinelli in a game like this where he seems so much better in the Champions League? Yeah, like if you realise he scored against games like Bilbao in the Champions League, scores a hat trick against a Championship team, Portsmouth. Yeah, the thing is, right, this manager got it totally wrong yesterday, right, and
Bye, Jose.
big up to Jose, yeah. But this manager got it totally wrong with the lineup, yeah. The defense was fine, the midfield was fine, but Odegaard had an absolute stinker, right? But this is the problem with this manager, Mikel Arteta loves Martin Odegaard because it's his love fest. Like, I'm sorry, but in a game like this, Arteta seems to struggle to deal with Sean Dyche. Even when Sean Dyche was at Everton, we find it difficult. And this was a type of game where you look at Odegaard's performances, yeah, have not been great, and he's not been the same player what he was before. Eze needs to start coming into the game now. We have Inter Milan and Manchester United next 2 games, yeah. We saw the results on the weekend. This was a great opportunity for Arsenal, right, to go 9 points clear. And then my words will say, you know what? Everyone else, including myself, I don't know about me, but everyone else was saying, and I'll start believing that Arsenal can go on and win the league. But this isn't the Forest of last season, right? Don't get me wrong. Forest for me is a tough place to go to. We find it very difficult. When we played in that white charity kit, right, we lost 1-0, right, to Nottingham Forest, yeah. And we have no longer have that kit anymore. That's dead and buried, yeah, right. But the trouble is, I look at Arteta every single time, right. I look at that, and when the pressure gets to him, he never gets it over the line. But this is the thing, Molina, yeah, he doesn't get it. He doesn't get it over the line. And that's the problem. And I look at it and I kind of feel like you've got to give credit to Sean Dyche. Because
their team played quite well for us. I think Odegaard, I mean, we'll get into individual players, but Odegaard was really getting done dirty by Anderson throughout the whole 90 minutes of the game.
But this is the thing. But this is the thing, right? You got to have a look at it, right? Like, what is it with Arteta doesn't know how to start Eze in a game like this, right? And I just feel like with Arteta, yeah, I just feel like this is a game he should have started Eze, right? In a game like this against Nottingham Forest, because Arteta did not know how to deal with Sean Dyche and all that stuff. And even when we lost in COVID, I said this in my Inter Milan preview, right? I said we've lost to Burnley in COVID, right? This is what I mean about Arteta, yeah. If players are not performing, like I understand, yeah, you're resting Saka. I understand that you're resting people like that. But we've got Inter Milan away. Why can't you not start Madueke? Madueke performed in the Champions League against Bayern Munich and Club Brugge. Martinelli performed in the Champions League with Bilbao. Victor Gyökeres had a stinker yesterday, right? Now I don't know whether. I did a preview and did a lineup, yeah, right? And I stuck with Gyökeres against Inter Milan because I don't know if Jesus is going to be ready.
I think let's not talk about the. Sorry to interrupt. Let's not talk about the Inter Milan game right now because this is just a review of the Forest game.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I understand your points on you don't know whether you want to play Gyökeres in a Champions League. Keep in mind that Champions League game, it's pretty much dead rubber, a throwaway because we already qualified. This is a game, Nottingham Forest, where you want to play your strong players. And Arteta done the complete opposite with keeping Saka on the bench and Trossard, who are clinical players, in a game where Nottingham Forest have so much possession, Luca. He got the lineup wrong. And I saw that Saka and Trossard should have been the ones to start. Martinelli should have been on the bench, and the same thing with Madueke. No disrespect to Madueke because he had a decent game. Like in terms of bad apples in a bunch, like Madueke was one that he didn't have a bad game, but it was a bang average performance from many of the players in this performance today in the starting 11.
This is the thing. Madueke had 100% agree with you lot as well. 100% agree with everyone in the chat and the viewers who are listening to this. I just look at Madueke. Yeah, there was a chance in that game where he squared that ball to Zubamendi, and I feel like the performance in general was poor. Saka was the only player, right, made impact, especially that chance what he had, which was saved from the Forest keeper. He had an unbelievable game. Yeah, and I feel like I understand people do query and question Saka's performances. Right, that was Saka's best performance, right, in an Arsenal shirt in a long time, right?
I disagree with that.
That's fine, but I think Saka for me was Arsenal's best player on the pitch yesterday. I think for me, and also getting on to Declan Rice as well. At first, when he come out and said that, I thought it was an alley. I thought it was fake, right? But it wasn't. What
Declan you mean
Rice? AI, sorry,
no,
right? But what? But no, but the thing is with Declan Rice, yeah, what he come out and said, this is what I mean. He cares. He 100% cares. And you're giving Gibraltar, right, the captaincy. This guy needs to go. I'm sorry, but this scrub, Martin Odegaard, needs to go. Martin Odegaard, for me, is not the same player what he was. I'd get rid of him in the summer. Go and get someone like a Barella. £60 million, transfermarket.com. Yeah. I looked today when I was doing my preview to the Champions League game on Tuesday. Go and get someone like that. Odegaard is not captain material at this football club. Yeah. Odegaard's not the same player what he was in 21-22 season. Well, what did he score? Like 15 goals, 12 goals? We need an Odegaard like that. And don't get me wrong, I fair play. This is Mikel Arteta's favourite wannabe, yeah? Right? And his love this with Odegaard. But if you're not performing like that in big games and you're the captain, you got to give it to someone like Rice. What Rice come out and said, I was very surprised a footballer does that.
He was talking about his own performance, though, when he said, F this every effing time. He was talking about how frustrated he was with his own performance and with the team's performance on the road. Whenever we have an opportunity to capitalize against Man City, you know, Luca, whenever Man City drops,
I say it every season,
Arsenal don't pick up those points that we should be.
No.
Yes, it's not a worst case scenario when Everton beat Villa today. So Villa also aren't 4 points behind us, because it could have been the case today if Villa had won. So injury for a Moroccan player here. But this is what more was concerning, is whenever we have an opportunity to take the game by our scruff of our neck, Bargav always says, you know, these certain players hide. They're not built for big games. And this was a big game. This was a game where you want to play your strong players, not against Inter Milan when we've already qualified for the next friggin' round of the Champions League.
The lowest we could finish is third.
Yeah.
It's third.
And yes, I understand Arteta wants to finish in a higher standing. Yeah, Liverpool have to do this stupid playoffs, and we're not in there. Sorry, Jay, no offense to your team, but it's the truth. Bargav, I'm going to go over to you in terms of how you felt about this lineup, because I got a text from you right before the game started saying, I'm fuming, I'm livid, I'm pissed off, and all we saw was the lineup. We didn't even see this 11 kick a ball, and you already were vexed up. So I want to hear what you got to say with this lineup so far. When you saw this lineup, because for me to agree with Luca takes a lot, and for me to agree with him to say like, yo, Arteta got this lineup wrong. This was a game where Nottingham Forest are going to be possession based, and he played Gabriel Martinelli over Leandro Trossard, which was a big wrongdoing. The game changed when Trossard and Saka came on as substitutions. It should have been the opposite. And I usually defend Arteta, but in this case, you can't. He overthought the lineup, or he completely got the lineup wrong. And same thing with Chelsea. Chelsea is a counter-attacking game, and he chooses Leandro Trossard over Martinelli. This is 2 games on the bounce now. Arteta's getting the lineup wrong, and you got to call a spade a spade. But over to you, Bargav, someone that, likes accountability with these players. Can we talk about that chance by Gabriel Martinelli, who you praised throughout the season? That was a big moment for Martinelli to close out the game for the Gunners, and we failed to do so. Can I get your thoughts on that along with the lineup?
Yeah, so the game was pitiful. I didn't enjoy it. What the game felt like to me as I was on Tony Claude Gunner TV. Um, we were racking up passing stats. I mean, I feel like
Fucking passing
with regard
sideways.
to with regard to Odegaard, I feel like he loves to drop deep and get his passing stats. I feel like that's all he does in games these days. He doesn't play the risky ball. He runs. I don't know his distance stats. I don't really care for his distance stats. I mean, he doesn't affect games the way I want him to. Um, as far as the chances goes, our creativity was whack. So I mean, that was a big portion of the problem. Odegaard and Gyökeres put in the same performances. Our defense was solid as usual, so they're always reliable. As far as Forest goes, they're going to be happy with that point. Congrats to them. Yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah. Like, yes, how long can you say? No problem. But how long can you guys say our Arsenal's defense is one thing to praise? Like, yes, it's the we got a point out of this game, which was a tough game in the City ground. Man City have not won in their last 4 games out of 9 points. We could have capitalized on that, and we failed to. Which is the issue that we all have. It's the way in which this performance was. Whenever there's an opportunity, we fail to rise to that occasion. In terms of player ratings, again, for me, defensively, this was a game where Gabriel Magalhaes stood out. Urian Timber, in terms of the position we're playing him in, I just need to be straight up and say, I think we're really missing Calafiori in this team. With Hincapié being injured, Mosquera was available on the bench for this game, so it was good to see Mosquera come back from injury. In terms of the performance, though, for me, the calling out will be in the midfield. The midfield is passing the ball as if we have all day and passing it sideways, sideways, sideways. We're being so slow and lethargic with our passing and on the range of passing that we're losing possession and not having a burst of energy to move the ball forward and chase a winner. We didn't look like we were chasing a winner to win this game. We didn't look like we had any intensity. We didn't look like we had any urgency. And the same thing with Victor Gyökeres. With Victor Gyökeres, I'm seeing him struggle to hold the ball up, struggling to link up play. He kept his place in the team only because of, I guess, from whatever happened in the Chelsea game with a goal and assist. That's a Carabao Cup game. I'm not seeing consistency from Victor Gyökeres for him to keep his place in the starting 11. And no disrespect to Mikel Merino. Mikel Merino is a midfielder, Luca, and we're having to play a midfielder up front instead of a 4 times Premier League winner, Gabriel Jesus, who has no legs anymore, and Victor Gyökeres, who won an award in the Portuguese league for being their best player. We're having a random Spanish midfielder bench both of these fools in our next game, likely versus Man United at home. By the way, I need to change that on my banner, but that's a whole different point. It's so frustrating with the performance yesterday, and the substitutions Arteta made should have been starting. You know, when you bring on Jesus, again, nothing to offer Jesus. Same problem. Whenever we bring on Jesus into a game, the entire gameplay changes. I understand, and I know Gyökeres isn't a good striker, isn't suiting Arsenal's system. We're not playing to Gyökeres' strength. And forget that, even before you say we're not playing to Gyökeres' strength, Gyökeres isn't showing us the basics for us to work with someone, for us to even work with. You know, and it's quite frustrating. This game against Inter Milan is a dead rubber game, and we should have been starting Leandro Trossard, especially when you know Nottingham Forest and Sean Dyche ball. This guy's outclassed us twice, El Luca. And you know,
but this is the thing.
It's going to be a high possession game. And why is Arsenal playing a lineup like this? It's diabolical.
Yeah, but this is the thing, right? And I 100% agree with Mel, Bargath, and Jay in the chat, and the rest of the people in the chat. Yeah, right. Big up to the real ones in the chat. Yeah. Support Melina. Get Melina to 14k by tonight. It can be done.
Oh,
but
no.
but the thing is, I look at it, right? What is it with Mikel Arteta playing this lineup, right? Where you know you could play these sort of players in the Champions League. I said it in my preview today. for Inter Milan. I said the lowest we could finish is finish third.
Yeah.
Right? We finished in that position last season in the Champions League group stage.
And we
And
still
got
made
to
it
the
to a
semi-final.
semi-final.
Liverpool finished top. Barcelona finished second. Arsenal finished third. Right? We're not guaranteed to finish outside the top 8. Liverpool have to win their last 2 Champions League matches.
We don't even need to. A draw is fine at Inter Milan.
A draw would be enough. And you know what's going to happen? Yeah, the Inter Milan game, Arsenal are going to go there and draw. We know.
And I'm happy. I'm okay with that. I'm actually okay with that.
I wouldn't care if we lose that game.
So why are we sacrificing the Premier League all of a sudden? Well, I'm gonna say loosely, we're sacrificing the Premier League all of a sudden.
Yeah, but why? We're not good enough to win the Champions League. We've got more chance of winning the Premier League, right? We don't have the squad to win the Champions League.
The thing with the Champions League is it's more luck of the draw to some extent. But I understand what you mean in terms of that. But what's very frustrating to me is whenever we have an opportunity like this, we choke and we never show up. Yesterday's performance, Luca, we were playing like we had all day for the game. We don't have all day. The passing.
No, we don't have all day. This is an opportunity and an opportunity to pounce and end up going 9 points clear. You beat Nottingham Forest today, right? I was on Jerry's channel. Big up to Jerry Moreland, yeah? We were talking about Arsenal, talking about Man City fixtures, right? And Villa lost today, right? Villa was rubbish, yeah? They were rubbish against Everton. Everton sat there and defend.
Yeah, they got the goal and they defended for the rest of their lives.
David Moyes, mate. If you're a Scotland man, David Moyes, mate. But David Moyes, yeah, literally was so good against Aston Villa, yeah, right? Unai Emery. Now people are criticising and saying that Unai Emery's out the title race, yeah. For me, I think they are out the title race, right? The thing is, Unai Emery might actually go to Tottenham. He might go to Man United, right? Despite I say Unai Emery's a better manager than Mikel Arteta, if he goes to Tottenham, everyone, including myself, would all slander and hate Unai Emery on that one. But I don't think he'll go there. If he does leave, Man United are knocking on the door. Oliver Glancer for Crystal Palace has been sacked, right? So at the end of the day, right, I look at yesterday's performance. Opportunity takes, and I've worked it out. Yeah, Man City's next 3 games, Wolves at home, right? We've got Manchester United, right, next Sunday, right? This time next week we'll be sitting there, Conversation FC. If we go into that Man City will beat Wolves, yeah. We go into
to be honest, people said the same thing about Man City. I don't know. Wolves are really, really bad, but
Wolves, I don't know.
Wolves are terrible, but
you can get a point, yeah, right. And then if we beat Man United, Man City's next 2 games after that, we have Leeds away, yeah, and Sunderland at home, yeah. Sunderland going to go there and defend, yeah, but we should beat Sunderland at home because we're at the Emirates, yeah, right. The thing is, if we beat Man United, right, Man City go and win their game. We look at the 0-0 draw against Nottingham Forest, yeah. That could not be paper over the cracks, yeah. Because that draw could also be worth it a good point. Because the only way we can do that, if Man City's next 2 games after Wolves are Tottenham away and Liverpool away. Liverpool are not performing at the moment, but they're not losing. So Liverpool could turn up and beat Man City. They've got Mohamed Salah back. Arnie Slot, might turn up and beat Man City, right? They might turn up and beat Man City.
Sorry, I also want to mention, like, when we're looking at the players that came off the bench yesterday, Luca, and the chat, the players that came off the bench, Jay, okay, so we had Trossard come on for Nelly. Much better game than Martinelli. Martinelli did have a really good chance that could have finished the game for Arsenal, and we failed to convert chances. Marino comes on for Odegaard. Marino offered me more than what Odegaard offered all game. And Odegaard started the game, by the way. Marino comes on in the 57th minute. Much better game than Odegaard. I'm not singling anyone out, but we need more from our captain. And Odegaard was bullied by Elliot Anderson on many occasions in the game. He was pretty much hooked off in the 57th minute. Saka comes on for Madueke. right away when Saka comes on, Saka tries to create a chance for Arsenal to convert. We failed to convert it. For me, Saka had a really good game yesterday. He was one of the better players of a bad game. And I agree when Lucas said Saka was good yesterday. But the bar yesterday was so low, Luca, with the way we performed. Jesus, he doesn't have the legs anymore. I hate to say it. This guy is not the same player he was when he won 4 Premier Leagues back then. He
Jesus, the water is to
anymore.
shine. Arsenal's number 9. Jesus
he doesn't have the legs anymore, my friend.
You don't have to shine. He doesn't have the water when the Arsenal's number 9. But don't have that anymore now. And but this is the thing. Yep. But this is the thing, yeah. Right, Jesus, when you come back from a long-term injury like that, some players might not be the same player.
Yeah,
you have a look at Odegaard. This is the thing.
Odegaard was injured. He comes back from injury. We were all thinking Odegaard's going to step up. And, you know, it's not just him in the midfield, but it's showing from time and time again, different games we've played now.
When the pressure gets to him, he never collapses.
He doesn't. He hides. It seems like he hides.
He goes hiding. He goes misfiring.
Marino. I can't believe out of the attackers that we have, 4-time Premier League winner Jesus and Victor Gyökeres, who's won awards in the Portuguese league, is now going to be dropped and benched by Mikel Merino, who is a makeshift striker. That is embarrassing to say, and pathetic. Eze, okay, this is something, Luca, you've been talking about, and even Jay, he's been asking, you know, why doesn't Arteta play Eze? When Eze came on yesterday, again, instant impact to the game. Instant impact to the game. He comes on for Zubamendi and again tries to create a good chance for Arsenal. Unfortunately, Arsenal's shot on targets yesterday were really bad. Again, moving the ball so slowly, passing is lethargic. And today, only yesterday's game, today's a representation. Again, we're not taking our chances when we have 1 or 2 chances. We don't convert that into goals. Our output is so poor in attack. And yesterday, we didn't have any impact in the game until the 70th minute into the game, in the second half when the subs came on, other than that Martinelli chance early on. That's not what a Premier League team that's trying to win the league does. You're supposed to take games by the scruff of your neck, and we fail to do that from time and time again. Jay's frustrated with the similar thing with Liverpool is Arne Slot choosing the wrong substitutions, bringing on substitutions too late. He's had enough of Slot. And, you know, as a rival, we know Liverpool are nowhere near this title race. But if we're trying to be serious, we could rest our players in other competitions and not have to worry about the Premier League. If we could have easily been 11 points clear with the Villa game today, by the way, if you deep it for a sec. And again, we fail to capitalize. I know there are positives in the game pool, like we've won more games than anyone else, lost less than anyone else. Keep the faith. Yes, you can say that. And even at home at the Emirates, we have not lost at the Emirates, mind you. And our next game being United at home under Michael Carrick.
Are you confident going into that game? Are you confident going into Manchester United?
I am confident going into the game because we are playing at home. And you know, when we play Manchester United, we need to turn up because this is a home game. The home crowd will be up for it. This is where I need my midfield.
The Tifo will be there as well.
My midfield and my captain needs to turn up. My captain needs to start playing like a captain. And I'm not saying I'm not Odegaard's biggest fan. I'm not throwing him under the bus or anything. I know Moss loves him, if Moss is still in the chat. And I'm not singling him out because yesterday's performance was not just on Odegaard. There were players in that midfield that did not show up. We need to start trusting Norgard more, and we need to start playing Eze more. Why did we sign Ebriche Eze if we're hardly giving him game time? Sure, you can say yesterday was maybe not a game for Ebriche Eze, but when we needed to try something to change the game, we didn't do that. Again, Arteta failed to do that. Go ahead, Luca.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. All my days. But the thing is, I look at big up to Tyrell, big up to everyone in the chat. Big shout out to
shout out Coach.
Big shout out to E-Ross, man. Absolute real one.
Hi, E-Ross.
But the thing is, I look at Eze, right? If players are not performing, and we've got Manchester United at the Emirates, they're going to come there and look at confidence, yeah? You ask people, right, outside of YouTube or inside of YouTube, people are going to be like, oh, they're not going to back Arsenal to have a chance. Some people will. Arsenal will be favourites to beat Man United because if we were at Old Trafford, I'd be like, nah, we were dropping points to Man United, yeah. But however, we're at the Emirates. I'm confident we'll win the game, but we're not going to slap these lot. I really think we will beat Man United. I think it's going to be. If I had to give prediction, if I had to give a prediction right now, I know it's way too early to give a prediction, but I'd go 2-1 Arsenal. I think we'll win the game, right? But I think it'd be like when Nketiah scored and made it 3-2 Arsenal. I think it's going to be a game like that where, of course, it's going to be really tight. I think there'll be goals in it. I don't see us keeping a clean sheet this time. I don't. I do think we will win the game because we want to capitalise and learn from our mistakes. And we're going to find out where this Arsenal side really are in the next 5 games. If we get 15 points, our next 5 games, comparison to Man City, I've worked out this the estimate of this, Mel and Jay, yeah, and everyone in the chat. Man City have got to go and beat Wolves. We win. We go into the United game, beat them. We're back to 7 points clear, 53-46. Then we play Leeds before Man City play Tottenham. Yeah, we go into that game and beat Man United, Leeds before City will go into that Tottenham game 10 points behind Arsenal. And if Tottenham beat Man City, and they probably won't have a manager by then, knowing them, they'll probably end up bringing Ryan Mason back for the 5,050th time, right? Tottenham beat Man City, league's done. Then we can all start getting our little hotels, start booking stuff. We could be 10 points
clear.
Too
early to say we're Premier League winners right now. It's not. Well, the league is not wrapped up at the moment.
But Man City's next 2 games after Wolves is Liverpool away and Tottenham away and Liverpool away. Man City are not going to win all those 3 games.
But we have to make sure we're winning ours. That's the problem. Whenever City drop points, we don't turn up. And we're like a shadow of ourselves every single time.
And that's why next week is massive. Next week is massive. The next 5 games, we will find out where this Arsenal side really are.
Can I just say to that, the Inter Milan game we have coming up at the San Siro, yes, it is very much so a dead rubber, a throwaway game. I am not excusing the team to play a strong squad. I do not want to see Bukayo Saka, Urian Timber. I don't want to see Martinelli in that starting 11. In fact, I don't want to see Leandro Trossard starting.
Not Saka, really?
No way. Why against Inter Milan? Wow. We've already qualified. We should be playing kids to Inter Milan.
But the thing is, Saka already came on.
These players need a rest.
In the second half. He already came on in the second half.
Though. I wouldn't even play Saka. I wouldn't mind what the result is. We've already qualified. Get me to Old Trafford and let's win. That's my objective for this game.
Yeah, get to the Emirates on Sunday.
If Martinelli plays against Inter Milan, sure, get his confidence up for that game against.
But Martinelli might turn up. But he turns up in the Champions League. We beat Real Madrid in the Champions League.
This game against Man United is where my focus is, not Inter Milan at the San Siro.
Yes, 100%.
We've already qualified. It doesn't matter. This game is a dead rubber. The team needs to start raising their levels in the Premier League and our attacking flair, to be specific, in terms of the output. So that's where the focus should be on. The review of the Forest game, we are all not happy with the performance collectively, as you can see. But we wanted to do a more in-depth breakdown of the performance. As Lucas said, if you had to pick a player of the match for this game, for me, and he came off the bench, but for me, the one that impacted the game the most off the bench was this player.
Saka, 100%. It was. Saka had the opportunities. And I look at Bukayo Saka, right? Jay and Mel, and everyone else in the chat, I look at it. He was Arsenal's best player. And this is what I mean. I understand people might say it's fatigue, rest. And look, the international break is in about 6 weeks, 7 weeks time, right? All the international clubs will be playing their World Cup playoffs and all that. Some of them will play friendly matches. Like Bukayo Saka, right? Of course, obviously does need a rest. I get, I understand, Mate, I put Saka in my lineup against Inter Milan to give him, but maybe not play him whole. I think Mikel Arteta is going to go strong against Inter because we play Tuesday, Sunday. There's a gap.
We know the manager will still play a strong team against Inter like he did against Bayern, especially with the 7-point lead in the league. I wouldn't do that. What if you're risking players to get injured? What's the point of playing starting Bukayo Saka and Martinelli?
But this is the thing, right?
You know what, Jose? It's so sad that I have to say that, I wouldn't be surprised if Arteta would do that. And I really hope that's not the case. Prove me wrong, Mikel Arteta. Prove
But
me
this
wrong.
is the thing, right? Slow, lethargic, pass limit, chance creation, facts. But no, but the thing is, I look at this Inter Milan game. It's dead and rubbered. This isn't our last Champions League game. Yeah, we've got Karat, right?
Yeah, it's
Whatever
at
how you
home.
pronounce it,
Kirat.
whatever how you pronounce the enunciation of that team. Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
Kirat.
We'll beat this. We'll probably beat them about 6-0. Yeah,
The
right.
games don't matter anymore. We've already qualified.
But this is the thing. Right? This is what annoys me about
These
this
are
fan
dead rubber games.
But this is what annoys me about our fan base here. I'm not trying to dig in or be critical or anything like that by people here. It's just an opinion what I come out and say. Yeah, people think that you're top. You're top 7 points. 7 points is not a lot in January. If you're coming up against Manchester City,
last time, by the way, I think it was 2 seasons ago. We
had 50 points. We had 50 points this sort of time.
Clear of Liverpool. Was it Liverpool? No, Man City. 2 years ago.
Man City, we were top of the league for 247 days. Sorry to interrupt you,
and
but
we
were top
to
of the league for 247 days, and we choked because we had Rob Holdinho, right? Rob Holding. We had T5. I don't want to mention his name. Then we had Kieran Tierney, right? Then we had Tommy Asu.
It's not the first time we dropped significant points when we were ahead of Man City. It's not the first time.
No,
but we should be learning from our mistakes from the past.
But you have a look at Liverpool, yeah, right? When Liverpool had Jurgen Klopp, and Liverpool were 10 points clear of Man City one season and did not win the league title.
Yeah, City caught up.
Did not win the league title.
The pressure is on us, and even though we are 7 points clear right now, the pressure is still on us because we know City are right behind us, and we should be making an image to City to say, you should be scared of us. When we are dropping points and not capitalizing, I don't think Man City fear us, and that's why they don't take us seriously. No, I'm not saying we should walk over all these teams that we're playing. Even a 1-0 win, George Graham style, would be fine because a win is a win. Just get me the 3 points and get out of there. We owe Everton a bottle of liquor for helping our cause. Yeah, Everton today, Villa could have been 4 points behind us with how close it is at the top of the table.
Yeah, but when you say that they're 4 points behind us, if they were,
they could have been if they won today.
But is that bit of a gap? Because when people say between us and Man City, people say they start panicking when it's 4 points to Man City, but when it's Villa, people look at it and thinking,
it's Villa, they'll fall off. Yeah,
they'll fall off of a cliff. Yeah, but they've been in this situation before. Like the season when Arsenal should have won the league in 23-24, Villa one stage had like 45 points at Christmas, right? 41 points, and they capitulated. They will fall off because a lot of Villa fans were complaining about getting rid of Don Mallon, right? On loan.
Mallon,
yeah. And Villa don't have squad depth. That's why. And Ollie Watkins is at a stinker, right, today.
He was poor today. Villa were poor today.
Villa should have kept Duran. You know what I'm saying? It should have kept Duran. But the problem is, he went to Saudi. He went to go and collect his dough and went to go and collect his money. Villa did not strengthen the January transfer window. And also another thing about
they wanted Gallagher, but they fumbled it, right?
So they did.
They lost Gallagher to Tottenham because Tottenham needed a Bentancur replacement.
And then we're getting rumors today.
He's already gone, Zinchenko.
We're getting rumors about Arsenal, rumors about January transfer move to Arsenal, right? The trouble is, Julian Alves has been mentioned on Transfer Daily. Right?
Yeah, I saw that.
Which
means, if that's true, then I hope Gyökeres respectfully leaves this team because he is not good enough for the Arsenal. And I hope he comes good. I really hope he comes good. But
he was my person. I'm the one who called out
Gyökeres.
I gave Gyökeres chance after chance.
In terms of final thoughts, though, for this game in particular, City at the City ground, yes, it ended goalless in a 0-0 draw. At least we didn't lose. I mean, it's worst comes to worst. But you know what the collective agreement is between all of us in this chat room right here? Is the fact that this team is good enough to win more than one trophy with the squad that we have. Not the manager. The squad that we have is good enough to win more than one trophy. But for that to happen, we have to extend the gap whenever we have the opportunity to do so versus Man City, so we can ease our load at the end of the season and at the end of the Premier League, where we'll have games near the end of the Premier League where it won't matter because we've already closed off the gap between us and Man City. We need to run away with the league like Man City have done it before. Like
Yeah, but we
Liverpool
need to
did
do
it
what
last
Liverpool
season.
did. Liverpool
Yeah,
went 10 points clear
exactly.
of us.
Why can't we do that? That's exactly what I'm asking, Luke.
One person, and I know a lot of people don't like me saying this, and Mel knows what I'm going to say. Jay knows what I'm going to say. It comes down to one person,
It's
Mikel
not an Arteta
Arteta.
thing. It's half of this is on the players as well. It's not only an Arteta thing. Half of this is also on the players. Where is the captain when you need him to be? When was the last time you've seen strong performances from the captain, even from Saka, even from
I don't
Martinelli?
know. I can't remember.
You
I can't
know,
remember.
the levels that we have in terms of this performance. Yes, this is not going to be an easy title race, but this is pathetic. Yes,
What
I
we're
know
trying,
nothing worth having comes easy, and it's so easy to criticize when we don't win. But you got to be honest with ourselves. You can't sugarcoat these type of things. The failing to have shots on target against the last couple of games is questioning. It's very worrying. Not getting into the game until the 70th minute is questionable. It's worrying. It's frustrating. Team selection wise, the issue is in the attack. That's the problem. As frustrating as Jesus and Gyökeres come to us this season, with Jesus not being the same player since he was when he was injured, we don't have any player in this team with more than 5 Premier League goals. Odegaard has 3 in 19 months. Saka hasn't scored since early December. 3 of Eze's goals were against Tottenham Hotspur in the same game. Martinelli hasn't scored in the Premier League since September. Yeah, Senegal won. Congratulations to Senegal.
Whoa, what happened in the tunnel?
Yeah, the players left the tunnel, and it looks like the game is over now. Senegal gonna lift the AFCON. Congratulations to Senegal. They deserve to win it. Sadio Mane, AFCON winner.
Yes.
305's wishing you early for your birthday on Friday, Jay. He's turning 27 on Friday.
Big up, Jay. Birthday stream.
He's going out for his birthday, he said. So I don't think he'll be doing a stream for it. The Texans game is also on now if you guys are football fans, but it looks like the New England Patriots are storming up against the Texans. We need a change of tactics versus Manchester United. 100%. We need a change of tactics versus Manchester United. Hi, DJ Crane. I hope you're well. I'm very sorry for my comments yesterday. I have a lot going on personally, and I shouldn't have taken it out on you, so I apologize on stream. And I'm sorry for what I said. But yeah, very frustrating performance from the Gunners. Hopefully, we'll be back to winning ways against Manchester United, get our confidence up, because that performance against Nottingham Forest was unacceptable. And for me to agree with Luca, you guys know it has to come down to a poor Arsenal performance. And unfortunately, that's what we saw. Versus Forest wasn't a convincing performance whatsoever. But with that being said, folks, we are going to close out the show. Thanks so much for all of you joining me. Jay, Luca, and Bargev was here earlier. Luca, you want to shout out your show and your channel?
Yeah, of course, man. Massive shout out. Thank you very much, Mel and Jay, and thank you very much, Bargath, for inviting me on. It's been an amazing show. Please get to Melina to 14,000 subscribers by tonight. And it can. You never know. So if you keep sharing everywhere, it can work. But of course, please do give Melina a massive subscriber. She's been live every day on the channel. She's been very consistent. She set all the streams, and she's going to be setting up all the rest of the streams, and Jay is as well for the rest of the games throughout the season. But content wise, coming up, of course, in case you guys haven't gone and checked my Inter Milan reaction, I did do a preview on the channel. That's all done and dusted. But tomorrow we might be live for Monday Night Raw.
Let's go, Texans. Knock out the New England
So,
Patriots. Come on, we need to see a Texans comeback.
so tomorrow we might do Monday Night Raw. Monday Night
Yeah.
Raw is at
In
7 p.m.
England,
UK time in Belfast, where Finn Balor will face
Ireland.
CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship.
And we're going to be doing Royal Rumble. Well, first we're going to do Royal Rumble. Then we'll do Mania 42 on Jay or Luca's channel. We do cover wrestling on there, mostly on Jay's channel, but Luca also does some wrestling on there. Tomorrow we'll be live for Monday Night Raw. I believe on Luca's channel we'll be doing Monday
Yes,
Night
so
Raw.
I need to set the stream up for that.
Tomorrow we'll see CM Punk. Will be a
Come
good
on,
matchup
Finn Balor.
tomorrow
Please
versus
win
Finn
the World
Balor.
Heavyweight Championship.
I hope Finn Balor will win the heavyweight
Balor,
championship
Finn Balor.
and put CM Punk to sleep. Let's see how that matchup goes. Friday night SmackDown was in England. It was really, really awesome to see Randy Orton come back versus The Miz. Really good matchup.
Wow.
And Charlotte Flair winning the women's title.
Saturday night main event this week coming up. The Fatal 4-Way. The winner will face Drew McIntyre at the Royal Rumble. Who's doing Saturday night main event?
We're preparing for Saturday night main event. It will be pay-per-view. I'm not sure if it's going to be on wrestling. Are you doing the Super Bowl? I would love to do the Super Bowl. I think Moss Sports World will cover the Super Bowl
when
on
is
his
that?
channel, Moss Sports World. Guys, thanks everybody for tuning in. The Super Bowl is not long to go from now. It is a month away.
Yes, Talk Fan
February
TV.
8th. Looking forward to the game. More so, yes, Talk Fan TV.
Is that
Bournemouth fan?
Is that the Bournemouth fan? Used to be AFC.
Arsenal versus Man United star. Arsenal versus Man United is the next Premier League game we have. Should be a good one.
AEW wrestling.
Wow. Covers wrestling on his channel as well. Mostly WWE, not AEW or NXT. But we do watch NXT and AEW. We just don't stream it as much. But Jay, if you want to shout out your channel, please feel free to do so.
Coming up, guys. Wow. For me, Red Talk episode 14 is tomorrow. Champions League is prediction is also tomorrow. So I got 2 streams tomorrow. I'm doing Marseille Liverpool. That is interesting. I moved my prediction for Thursday from 3 to 12:30 because I'm busy, so I'm doing the prediction in the afternoon. I'll be taking some pictures, and then Friday, I am 27 years old. So yeah.
Happy birthday.
Jordan's birthday is coming up on Friday, everybody. He does prefer to be called Jay. Unfortunately, I'm so used to calling him Jordan by his real name. It's hard for me to change. But also, before we close out the show, just like E-Ross said, E-Ross is the best. Just like he says, congratulations, Senegal. Winners of AFCON. Well deserved. But what a fiery final that was with the Senegalese players walking off the pitch and Brahim Diaz trying to do a Panenka and fumbles it. Karma hits you when you try to do a Panenka in the AFCON final. That's bravery or complete misjudgment. And for me, I'm gonna go with shamelessness. But karma is real, and Brahim Diaz missed the penalty. Senegal win the AFCON, and it's Jordan's birthday week officially. So happy early birthday, Jay. I hope you have a good week. And hopefully you have a great birthday on Friday. Thanks, everyone, for joining us today. Shout out to Rosie. She's not here today, but normally she is here.
If you guys really it's easy for you guys to know. Despite I changed my name.
Yeah.
I know everybody was used to the Jordan Moore, so fair enough. Well,
yeah, well done, Senegal.
So
Inter Milan versus Arsenal is on Amazon Prime in the UK for you guys. I believe it'll be on Amazon coverage. But we'll be doing the watch along on Tuesday for the Arsenal versus Inter Milan game at the San Siro. We'll be covering watch along here. There will be a watch along also on Josh's channel, True Gooners, True Gooner with Vargav and Tony Claude. They'll do a multi-stream on there. Jay will be joining me on for the Inter Milan watch along, and we'll do a review of the game right after the game. Luke will also do a review of the game on his channel if you do want to hear his thoughts. He is a lot more critical of the club than I am, but I say things as they are. More so, I like to call out the negatives as well as the positives. But with Luca, it's more so very, very negative and very much so critical because he wants to see the team win and perform well at the end of the day. Thanks to everyone for tuning in. I thought BBK was going live. I wanted to redirect over to his stream, but I am going to redirect you guys to the Gooner channel once I figure out how to do that again, because I do think Dan's going live at 5:30. Dan does a lot of Arsenal content on his channel, so please, I would really appreciate if you guys check out his channel, his stream. He is going live at 5:30, which is 10:30 UK time. I'm looking for his video now to redirect you guys to, but I don't know if you can redirect to a stream that hasn't gone live yet. We're about to figure that out. But Sunday Night Live on the Gooner channel, he does really good Arsenal content on his channel. Oh, I can't redirect you guys there because he doesn't have it turned on. But the Gooner channel, please check him out. He does really good, chill, pub-style discussions of the Arsenal. Channel dedicated for Arsenal fans to discuss their thoughts on the games. And this is his channel linked below. He does an Adam's Arms show, and he'll be doing one reviewing the game and our upcoming fixtures as well. So do please show some love on the Adam's Arms right here. That's where I'll be in the chat over there. And thank you everyone for tuning in. We will see you all shortly on Tuesday for the watch along for the Inter Milan game. I also want to mention the Blues Brothers will be live tomorrow. JPT it will be covered by JK and Wolfie. They do Chelsea fan content on there, and they'll be covering Liam Rosenier's first game, or more like Will from In-Betweeners, his first win in charge of Chelsea under the new manager. But that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for Bargav for joining earlier as well. I appreciate it. And shout out to Tony Clog on our TV and Tyrell. We're out, everybody. I know that was a long outro, but I'll see you all on Tuesday for the Inter Milan game. And let's go Miami Hurricanes tomorrow, Coach. Thanks, Coach, for joining. And we'll all see you in the next one, Tuesday afternoon, Inter Milan at the San Siro. Thank you, everyone, for your time. We appreciate you all. Thank you for joining, and congratulations, Senegal. Well-deserved win in the AFCON, and Nigeria took home the bronze medal. But we'll see you all on Tuesday afternoon for the Inter Milan game away from home at the San Siro.